Hi, hello, and welcome back to another video. And in this one I'm going to show you how I turn a ladle. One will be from Red Heart and the other one from Bird's Eye Maple here. This will be more of a contemporary design, that's why it's shorter, and this one will be more of a traditional with a longer handle. The first step for me is to put this between the centers, and I'll just line up this by eye. You can mark the centers, diagonals if you want, but this is quick and easy, and it helps you develop this skill to just put it roughly between the centers. So that's all good. Bring it up to speed, 1700 RPM, and I'll rough this down to a cylinder using a 1-inch skew. Raise the rest up. This is the Red Heart. Now you can use a shorter point if you want, or you can use a long point. The next step is to use a calipers, veneer calipers, and measure the diameter, and I'll take just a smidge less and I'll mark the length, and this will be sort of a ball here at the end, and I'll just set this end, and I'll do this one with a beading and parting tool. And if you want, you can mark the center here. Just roughly mark the center like so. And again, you can make a template if you would like to make this really perfect ball, but I would rather do this by eye, and then again you train your eye for stuff like this to get the best possible, let's say, by eye sphere. So that's one side done. You can see the surface, it's really nice and clean. A little burnish mark. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. So now I'll just finesse the shape. So this side is quite good. A little bump here. Okay, that's looking quite good. And this side looks quite good. The quickest way to remove this waste is by peeling cut. So I'm going on top of the rotation like so and lifting the handle until you get this peeling motion. then just continue raising the handle. So that's that part done. Bring this down. And just finesse now the bead since I have a little bit more clearance. Nice and clean to the very bottom. Again, I feel a little ridge here. There we go. And tiny one here. So I'm constantly looking if I can improve on the sphere without bringing up a template. Yeah, that should be okay. And now just complete the handle. Have a better view of what I'm doing with a longer point. And now I like to have a nice curve from this thicker part to this one lower down, and I'll use a long point. Maybe put a little detail here, and I felt a little vibrations here, so I'll have to support. Show you from different angle what I'm doing. Right behind the skew I'm supporting the spindle. As I'm moving down slowly. Taking it little by little. And I'm quite happy with this. I can finish up this detail here with a simple bead or something. Nice and tight into a corner here. Okay, the rest I'll sand away. 180 grit. Okay, so the sanding is done, the parting off process started off, which then I can break off these ends and sand them flush. So we are ready now for the next blank, and you can see that looks really good, and there is a big split here. Okay, so doesn't go all the way through, it goes on top here. So when we're going to hollow this out, I'm going to put this on the part where we're going to hollow, so we'll remove that split here. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. So you can see here, so we can just break off this end here. This will be easy to sand out, and here as well. So that's one done. Looks really good. And quickly I'll do the other one. So again, position it by eye, like so. And then this end, tighten it up, rest goes up a little bit. So again, I'm measuring diameter and then transfer it here, set that in. And I'll do this end as well. Give a little tightening up. Again, beading and parting tool. And again, I'll just mark rough center. And I'll just drop the rest down a little bit. Okay, again, stand back a little bit, watch the shape, and so this side looks good. And remove this waste here a little bit. Okay, that looks really good. A little touch up on this end. And I'll make the handle. Maybe a smidge down. like so. Yeah, I'm quite happy with this. Just clean this end. That looks okay. This is okay. Yeah, I think I'll remove some of this a little bit more. A little too thick. And just soften this a little bit. And I'll quickly sand this. Parting process, and there we go. Can break off this little knob here, and I forgot to show you, I put 3 little rings here as a detail. We will scoop out some of this area, but kind of looks nice. And yeah, so that's done, and now we need to make a jam chuck to hold this. So now we have shaped this between the centers to a profile that we like or prefer, and I removed the knob here with the skew, and I just need a little bit more sanding, but that's done at the end. Now we need to from this between centers, we need to rotate it 90 degrees, and now it will spin like so, much like with a ball blank, and we need to hollow this out. So we're going to hollow it out, again, much like with the ball. Now the way you can jam this is much like with the sphere itself. Now this isn't perfect sphere, so the hold may not be the best. So what I like to do is actually use this kind of block of wood, and we're going to carve our way in, or maybe slightly deeper than the center of the sphere here. So this is rough dimension of the maple sphere, and I'll just hollow this out with a spindle gouge. Now I want the sides to be flat, oh sorry, straight in. And I'll raise the rest, I'll use a square inch scraper. Going straight in. Like so. And I'll hollow it out. A little deeper. So just see where this, okay, so that we have extra, which is okay, but what I want to do first is go on the bandsaw, and this does look rugged, and I don't care. It doesn't have to look pretty, just needs to do its job to hold the ladle. And so now just roughly mark like so. Make sure it fits your handles, and maybe slightly more, like so, and like this. And I'll cut away up to here, so this area will be gone. At the end, this looks like this. I know it doesn't look like much, it doesn't have to, but it will do the job. And I place the slot with the slot in the jaws, and that will compress this slide. We need to bring this slightly more out so it can go slightly deeper. Just make sure you're nice and tight. Again, square and scraper. Okay, so that's pretty good, maybe even slightly too wide. But this area here, the corner on the inside, actually rubs, so I need to take care of that. And the way I'll remove that is with the asymmetric curve scraper. So let's see now. Okay, so it is a looser fit, as you can see, but I think with a couple of paper towels we'll be able to grip this. Doesn't take too much. So, or with cloth. So let me just prepare that. Now what I've decided, this has a little bit more layers, so I'll just try it out how it holds with all of this paper and just try to squeeze it in. And I didn't squeeze it in evenly. And now tighten the chuck. Okay, so hope you can see that's now holding really nice. And just remove the excess paper. It's a little bit easier to tear it than to cut the cloth to this shape. Now what I like to do is first make a starter hole for the depth hole. Much like with the ball, this is spinning, let's spin it up a little bit faster, 1370. So I just want to make a little starter position, and let's measure. So we can go to this second line here. And now we need to hollow this out. Ball gouge, and just take your time. First, what I like to do is bring this down to finished opening. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. Slightly more down. And now we can go in. Bring the rest a little bit closer. use again asymmetric curve scraper and just again lightly go. Need to bring the rest slightly more up and just lightly go. And I like slightly thinner rim here. So that's the sanding on the inside done, so you can take it out. Just lightly grab the jam chuck and pull this out. There we go. So that's looking quite good, as you can see. And we'll shape this slightly a little bit after, and we can now see where this one fits. Let's take the paper out first. Okay, so this one, as you can see, it's quite a bit larger. I just need to remember to place this crack so we can hollow it out. So I'll tighten this up back again and take a little bit more of diameter. Again, square and scraper. I played around a little bit, take too much, but again, those pads come in handy. Yeah, I don't want to take more. Just looking that something isn't preventing from this area to grab, and actually this again curved area on the inside is slightly touching the sphere. So again, with the round nose scraper, I'll remove that a little bit. So let's see, I'll prepare another pad. So I have 2 layers of paper towel, fold them like so, and let's see. That's maybe too much. I'll loosen a little bit the chuck. Let's try it now. There we go. So I hope you saw that sort of a click in. So the sphere won't come out if it gets loose or anything like that, but it will hold nicely, and that should be okay. Just see the handle that it's actually, you place it however you like to be positioned, this cup, flat area of the cup. So if you tilt the handle more towards banjo, then you'll have this a little bit more at an angle like this. So it depends on what you prefer. And I'll just tighten the chuck. Yeah, that's good enough. And I'll remove this excess. So let's see, I want to hollow this out slightly higher than this bead here. So somewhere around here. And again, that's spinning a little bit too fast. 1300 RPM. Again, spindle gouge. I just want to get starter hole for the drill. Like so. See the depth. I'll go same to this line here. And hollow this out. Take your time. Again, bring first the rim down. So that should be right around the pencil mark, and it is. Maybe a little bit more. Get to the bottom first, or close to it. Asymmetric curved scraper. Now I don't have a burr. Now there is a fresh burr here. Nice and gently. Okay, so sanding on the red heart is done. That's looking really nice on the inside. Now it's time to take it out. Again, don't forget to loose before you try to pry this out, because you might break it. So that's this part done. So it looks really nice. On this one, I won't shape with the sanding this area here. I'll just take away this and slightly blend this. I'll show you that now as a next step. How this looks on the inside. So, or maybe better yet, I'll actually cut it in half so you can have a better look. So I've cut it in half, and I hope you can see I have a little cradle here that sits like so. It prevents any movement in terms of depth here, and once we squeeze this is slightly undercut, ever so slightly, so a reverse dovetail, so the opening is slightly narrower than the bottom here, and once this is in, it grips nicely, especially if you have a little backing like with a paper towel or cotton cloth, and it really gives a nice solid grip, and it doesn't mar your ladle on the outside. So yeah, really nifty little trick. Let's see what I want here. I want to remove the top here of the handle. That's first. A little bit more speed. I like to have on the ladle flat spot on the top. That way you register your thumb and you always know which position is this. So that's a little something I like to do. And you can twist this as we have enough timber here. Okay, so for now this is okay. I'll switch to a 3-inch sanding pad and then we'll slightly shape this. So this is the 3-inch sanding pad, 80 mil. With this one I can bring this slightly more in towards the cup. Bring the speed up a little bit more. Now, I was thinking to maybe shape the cup a little bit, but you know what, I actually really like this kind of profile. Just thin down the handle a little bit more. And also, while I have this pad, I lightly sand this knob here, just blending it in. It is a little extra step. You could take care of this if you slightly rechuck your first step between the centers, but I find this to be really fast. And it works. And do this one. This is it. So this is the bird's eye maple, and you can see a lovely figure in it and lovely shape. And you can see why I put this curvature on the handle, so you can follow this one here. Now I should have extended this one a little bit more towards the cup here, and you can see the rings here as a detail. And again, this flat area really serves nicely as a sort of a reference point when you use it, so you always know where this is, although it's not that crucial, but I think it's a nice design. And this is the star of the show, really nice red heart, really nice, looks like an antique or something like that. And again, it's quite long. Just grab a ruler. So that's roughly 185 mil. That's a little over 7 inches. So it should be deep enough for pretty much any vessel or pot or anything like that. So yeah, really pleased how these turned out, and hopefully this video will help you out making yours, especially now as the holidays approaches. So thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.